and gentlemen, Chris Khouri.
Well, since nobody can see me, and since anyways I'm sitting the whole time, I suggest you all stand up. And then you can see me. Well, hi. No, it was a joke. Where's the clicker?
Here you go.
Or I just used them, okay.
Right.
Right, yes, that one. Okay, I'm totally disabled in terms of right, left. So, my name is Chris Khouri, and I'd like to talk to you about how to turn setbacks into comebacks. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Well, that's what I would usually do. Except that particular time, I couldn't. I'm there, lying in the sand, and I'm just looking up to the sky. I actually know that I got hurt pretty bad because of the amounts of stars that are going around my head. It's a beautiful day. It's actually a very nice day, mid-June. It's even a nice weather for such a late day in June. And I'm just there. I know that something's wrong, but I don't really know what. So my first reflex is to move my arms, and yay, I can move. I then go and move my head, and it moves, so I know that I'm okay. But as I just lift my hand to give an okay sign to Jeremy and Ian, who are riding with me on the motorbike, I just see something. I see something there. It doesn't really belong to me. It's there, it's foreign. I just see my legs tangled and weird. And damn, I probably broke my legs really bad. So I reach out, I reach down, and I'm lying down, so I can reach down all the way to my hips. And there's nothing, there's no pain. There is no pain, but there's also no feeling. And I just go up and up and up and up. Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. And there is this strange sense of calm, of silence around me. I don't panic. I'm just very strangely lucid and rational at that time. And a strong voice in my head just says, "This is your new reality. This is your new reality." And at that particular moment, I did not try to fight it. Now fast forward a bit, and Ian and Jeremy are back with me. I hear Ian frantically talking, I'd say screaming, with the cops and the ambulance and the helicopter to try to bring something, just shouting our GPS coordinates 50 times. And Jeremy's by my side. He's helping me to breathe. Helping me to breathe, yeah. By then, probably 5 minutes later, the pain, an incredible pain has set in. And with it, panic. I'm just so scared. I can't move, I can't do anything, I can't even breathe, and when I breathe, when I swallow, I have this horrible taste in my mouth, like thick blood. And if, like me, many of you have been watching far too much telly, you know that blood in your mouth means you're dying. So I think I'm dying. That's it. And whatever silence and peace and tranquility I had earlier as I was in the sand has completely gone. It hurts. I think I held my breath for a moment, and suddenly it was nice again. It's like if you're at the pool and you slowly put your head on the water, and then all the noise of all the kids and everything around you just disappears and becomes this hum. And it was nice. It was nice not to breathe. It was nice to just let go. But obviously I couldn't, because I had Jeremy who was like 1, 2, 1, 2, and he forced me to breathe until the helicopter came, and then started the 30 most horrible and the most painful minutes of my life. And trust me, I've always wanted to take a helicopter ride, but never again. We're at the hospital. They moved me from the helicopter to the stretcher to this bed, and the only thing that I can see are those lights in front of me, on top of me. I've been very gently asking the nurses, "Give me drugs!" And they gave me a first shot of morphine. More drugs! Second shot of morphine, third shot of morphine, and it's starting to do some effect. I'm feeling a bit better, and there's commotion in the background. I know that Ian and Jeremy are there. I hear voices, and then I hear her steps. I hear her footsteps. I'd recognize those footsteps anywhere. And there's commotion. Somebody's talking to her. I just hear it. I can't see very much. I can't move my neck. I have a huge brace around my neck. And I know that Silvia, my wife, is there. And as she comes between the lights and me, I have a bit this halo image of her, and I know she's trying to be strong. I know she maybe even wants to tell me something encouraging. But I tell her, "Baby, I broke my back. It's bad. It's bad." And probably without trying to sound too melodramatic, I tell her, "It's not good. I think that's it." That was the 27th of June, 2009. A day that definitely brought quite a lot of change to my life. I think the most terrifying thing for me has been the fear of things to come and the fear of the unknown. I mean, change is scary. Change is very frightening. But I've learned that change doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Sometimes change is a gift. Sometimes change is a blessing. And for me, after a considerable time of grieving and healing and learning and adapting, I just came to see my disability, and it was just that, a disability. And that's when I knew that I was broken, but I was not beaten yet. Oops, sorry, up. I've had experiences and opportunities because of my disability that I would never, ever have had as an able-bodied person. And please note how we have a nickname for you guys, able buddies, ABs. I have learned things about myself that I had never known. I've discovered that I'm strong, but that I'm at my strongest when I'm positive. I've seen that I'm creative. I've found my resilience. I learned that I am courageous and that I'm a survivor. And I've been able to see the compassion and the empathy of the people around me, without whom I would have never been the person that I am today. And I think most importantly, I have had opportunities to motivate and inspire people to go out there and be their best, the best they can, and go beyond their challenges. And trust me, that is empowering. So how do I do it? What's my medicine? Well, apart from the pills that I take, it begins and it ends with an attitude. A positive attitude played a fundamental role in my healing and in my being able to confront the challenges and the adversities I've had to live through in the past couple of years. I try not to think back, but rather look forward. Not think about what could have been or what should have been. It's just all a big waste of time. I know that my life would have been very different without my disability, but I also know that it wouldn't have necessarily been better. Attitude does start from inside you, from within. And for me, it's that I wanted my life back. I wanted my old life back. And that's where sports really started playing a very, very important role in my life. I try to do as much as I can without limiting myself. Sports has definitely been for me the best tool to help me and teach me how to live with my disability and remain active despite my disability. It takes hard work, dedication and determination, something that you easily find in sports, but definitely require in life. It teaches me again and again that I should never, ever, ever give up. And it helped me put things into perspective and accept what is truly important to me, like surrounding myself with positive people, something that is incredibly important. People who, like me, want to attack life. Positive thinking is just incredible in ways that it is both infectious and contagious. It has been for me the most important medicine. And now I'm stuck somehow. But now, I don't believe in excuses, and I think I branded my presentation as no excuse. But actually, It's not important. Well, it's not important. My story is nothing. Is not important. I mean, we all have challenges. We all face adversity. Some are more visible than others. Maybe. I mean, disability is a challenge, but it's not more of a challenge. I even think that I have it easier than many other people. For one, here I am in a wheelchair, visible to the whole world. Everybody sees I'm in a wheelchair, and let's face it, who's not gonna help? Oh, the poor little guy in the wheelchair. People are nice. Oh, people are just so nice, and people are so nice that I keep on looking behind me to see if they're actually talking to me. My setback is visible, but a lot of challenges are not as visible or as obvious. It can be from losing your job, feeling insecure, being challenged with anything, not being emotionally comfortable, being too tall, too thin, too fat. Challenge can just be anything, 1,000 things that we all deal with, and it's not about who has it the worst. It's not about who got dealt the most awful cards. It's more about how am I going to overcome this? What kind of attitude am I going to adopt today in order to go through this? The message is definitely not about the obstacles and how they got to be there. I think it's more about learning to see challenges or adversity, if you want, and welcoming it as a fuel to feed on. And we all can do that. We all can do that. We simply need to make a choice. My life is different because of my paralysis, but it's not less. I mean, people with disabilities are climbing mountains. People with disabilities are jumping off planes, are partaking in the most difficult races in the world, or doing every sport and any challenge possible. You know what? It's a great time to be disabled. If there's one time you need to be disabled, it's now. The amount of opportunities available, the amount of sport, activities, equipment, recreation is just endless. It's fantastic. I can do everything. In one day I can, without any help, completely independently, I can go skiing, I can go scuba diving, I can go camping in the desert, I can travel, or I can ride my bike as fast as I drive my car. It's no excuse, and it's endless. And the reason why I can do it is because I chose to. Because I want to do it. And because I can. I remember just so many times in the past where I let my life or my career just stagnate. I could do everything, but I decided not to. Now believe me, this is much more disabling than not being able to walk or to move. In so many ways, I know that I was more handicapped before my accident. A lot of things changed, my attitude changed. I came to see many more things in a much more positive light. And that helps. And I work every single day. To make sure that my limitation does not become a handicap. And if I can do that, anybody can do it. So my accident has not handicapped me. My accident has not disabled me. If anything, it probably has enabled me. It has forced me to rely on myself. It has forced me to rely on my imagination and believe in the possibilities. Believe in the possibilities. I'm sure you'll agree that imagination can be an incredible tool to overcome, to break through barriers. But of course, there are a million excuses and there are a million reasons why you shouldn't do something. And I can give you 1,000 excuses why tonight I should have been at home, in bed, feeling sorry for myself. Oh, I'm in pain, oh this, oh that. There are a million excuses, and we all can find those excuses in everything and to do anything. But you know what? Excuses won't lead us anywhere except down. And I don't want to go down. So no excuses. A couple of takeaways from my short experience as a paraplegic. My life did not end just because I had a problem. You have a problem, deal with it. However big, however horrible, I can't walk, I'm in pain, my whole life changes, the life of my family has to change. Deal with it. And the beauty is you're not alone dealing with it. And without the people around me, without the help of people who were feeling with me or people who were feeling for me, you know that you're not alone in your condition and you're not alone in your environment. Without social media and the remote help and the remote support that I received in the first year from all these people, I would never have been able to keep that positive attitude. And again, don't forget, positive attitude is contagious. And it works in both ways. It's incredible. So ask for help. And I did ask for help, something that I had never done before. The reality is you will hit rock bottom. The shit will hit the fan. And when you think that happens, you'll hit rock bottom again and again and again. And you only know that you've hit rock bottom when you're on the way up. And the beauty is there is just no limit to how high you can go. So never stop. Never give up. Never stop. Some things take time. It took me almost 3 months to learn how to pee alone. We had to learn everything all over again. It takes time, not everything comes. And there are just so many things that I'm learning every single day, between learning how to swim again with my swimming coach, doing acrobatics with my physio/Pilates teacher, learning things at home, learning how to travel alone. It takes time, and the reward of doing it is amazing. So don't be like me. Don't wait for tragedy to hit you to start taking action. Thank you. Okay, questions? Can I tell you, I fell in the desert. This is silly. Motocross, fell in the desert. Nothing spectacular. I wish I had a nice story to say about it, but sorry.
What keeps you moving? Is it faith, time to support? You have one of these days when you work on the daily solve.
Of course.
You just wish that you might really something.
I don't have necessarily a day where I wake up and hate myself. I have several moments during the day where I hate myself, and I don't have the choice. We don't have the choice. You fall, you break your back, you're suddenly a third of the person you used to be. You don't have the choice. You go on. I was blessed. I was really blessed by two things. One, that I realized very quickly what had happened to me. So the acceptance was quite quick. And I was blessed with the fact that from day 2 onwards, I had a positive attitude. And that just helped me. It helped Silvia. It helped everybody around me. It helped my healing. And it comes from the fact that I did not have the choice. You have to go on. It's like walking on that mountain. You're walking, you go up. The goal, you might not see the goal. Omar never saw the summit until the end. But he still walked for, like an idiot, for a couple of weeks. And I mean that in a nice way, obviously.
Did any of your friends desert you?
Interesting question. I think it's more I deserted certain friends in the fact that I continued seeking people who are positive and who bring in that little extra. There are some people whose company was not that important anymore to me or to us or and the group of friends that I have are just incredible. And to people who challenge you, who motivate you, who take you at face value. I am handicapped, but don't treat me like just a little crippled. So I don't know if friends deserve. We can have this discussion offline. Yes.
Question: now is if you find yourself motivated to, let's say, cycle faster or something than you would have potentially before, just to prove to others that you can do it, or because potentially by doing that you can potentially aspire for more to do it?
Thanks. That's a great question. So there are two things. There is a Chihuahua complex. I am very short now, and I'll try to bark as loud as a crappy little Chihuahua barks. I hate those dogs. And so these dogs will just bark and do as if they're biting you. And there is a bit of that. I am louder. I try to find ways to command presence. And in sports, the same way. I want to prove myself to myself and to others. I want to prove that I exist. So there is that. The other side, and which I find very humbling and very rewarding, is to be able to motivate other people. I am desperately looking for other handicapped people to do stuff with in Dubai. And it's been 2.5 years, and I think I met 4 people in wheelchairs in the mall. And that's about it. Where are they? Nowhere. So I can't be the only one. And so I want to be able to do something about the stigma of handicap and disabled people, people with limited motoric or whatever it is, to go out there and be visible and participate in events. So my solution is I participate now and I take part in every single event that happens. The Dubai Marathon on Friday, I'm doing it. Every triathlon, everything that there is. Just be there, be present. And hopefully in 1 or 2 years, I won't be alone anymore in those events, and there will be lots of people, Emiratis and non-Emiratis, going with me and doing stuff with me. And so there is also that, and in general as well, to anybody that is disabled. Rama, an easy one, please.
What do you think you owe that kind of speedy recovery mentally? I mean, it's a big thing. It's a major difference in your life. And as I remember, things have recovered quite quickly. What do you think you owe that? What is it?
I hate repeating myself, but the positive attitude has helped a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I had it in me somewhere between the cynicism and the sarcasm. It kind of came out, I don't know. I mean, the environment around was also incredible, and I see the recovery in very distinct phases. There's a short Dubai phase, there's a Holland phase, and then another Dubai phase, and then after that it started going upwards. You get inspired by people around you. You get inspired by, YouTube is an incredible tool. Incredible. The amount of things that I've learned on YouTube are just amazing. So we are now, when people talk about global village, and don't mean the crappy thing on Emirates Road, we are part of a big world, and we have access to everything. So the environment helped me a lot, and again, the contagious part, I get motivated by that, then I motivate more people around me, then people start being closer to me and being more positive with me, and then you want to go out. And definitely in the phase Holland, which was the rehab of about 4.5 months, the return to Dubai was a huge motivator, and I owed Silvia to recover. So that's obviously also a motivator. She's sitting at the back, by the way.
The final question.
Yes.
Just the friends who were with you, your partners in that motocross thing that day, who are apparently panicking, from what I hear.
No, not at all.
They were not panicking at all?
No. Again, one was calling the ambulance and the helicopters and everything, and the other one was helping me. Fantastic.
Survivor's guilt or anything? Or
Guilt?
Survivor's guilt. Because sometimes, there's a tragedy in one person.
They stopped riding in the desert, but I don't think that was their own choice, but rather the home minister.
Okay.
But no, I think Omar said it perfectly. If you have a passion, if you want to do something, nobody should ever tell you that you can't do it. Yes, I've had an accident, but anybody that does any sports or anything knows the risks attached to it. Well, no, as long as you're adult enough to make that choice. No, Jeremy and Ian are my dearest friends. So
They would still ride out, they would still do this?
they're not motocrossing anymore. They're still biking, and I'm jealous. Thank you.
Is Dubai an engaging, exciting place for a disabled man to be?
I have to say that so Dubai is a very easy place as someone in a wheelchair. I'm shocked at how well built the newer part of the city is. Yeah, I really have rarely have any problems. Abu Dhabi is a nightmare, and all due respect to our capital. But Dubai is great. In terms of engaging for a disabled person, no. Because I do feel alone. And me, like probably all the other disabled people. So this is something that we need to work on, and I'm going to, together as well with Mojo, I'm gonna try to create a bit of an initiative to bring people out, to both able-bodied and disabled, to just go out and, you know, live outside and move. And 60% of the UAE population being overweight is just not a solution. So if I can move, if I can do sports with a third of my body, hey, anybody should be outside. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No,
very
she's cute. One more. Yes, tell me.
much. There's a cute girl in the back who says
That's later if you want. That's fine.
Go ahead.
One more.
It was just where you were when you decided to find that was enough, no excuses. Like, what was the specific trigger to take it from rock?
Ooh, I don't know. Sorry, but that's a good question. I'll think about it. Sorry. Well,
It sounds like being positive is a choice you've made, and I'm sure at some times it's harder to stick to that choice than others. So at the times where it's very difficult to maybe remain positive or choose to remain positive, what do you do, or what advice can you give others?
I'm open to hear advice on what to do when you're not that positive. Silvia's Dutch, and she's really no bullshit type of person. So she tells me off when I'm acting like a little girl. So that's one. And that's you know, a good kick in the ass helps sometimes. And when I'm really down, I let it. I know it's gonna go and think about the greater cause. I'm not.
So you can live through it sometimes.
Luckily, I've been lucky that I haven't had many long dips. I have dips often. As I said, I have dips on a daily basis. But it's all about, okay, let's go. And biking helps. Biking helps. Just clear your mind and go. And after that, you're just so tired, you don't think about being depressed. Thank you, guys.